welcome back to my channel, Joyful Jessie. Today I am going to be making beef stir fry for dinner, and I figured why not go ahead and share that with you guys? So make sure to stick around and watch. So I am going to be sharing with you guys today my recipe, my personal version on how I make stir fry. Here in my house, we absolutely love stir fry. My kids are absolutely in love with broccoli, and my sister blessed me with quite a lot of it. So that's why I'm making that today. So I am going to be serving this today along with jasmine rice. So let's go ahead and check out what are the ingredients that we are going to be needing. All right, my friends, so this is what we are going to be using today. You can do this with chicken, but I'm making it with beef. So I bought these at Giant Eagle. I did the 5 for $25. They do have the ones that are already cut up and ready to use for stir fry, but if I buy them like this, I get more meat. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to tenderize it myself, and then I'm going to cut it up myself into strips. For vegetables, what I'm going to be using is carrots. These were simply just baby carrots that I cut up into quarters so that I could make these little strips. I'm gonna use some broccoli, a red pepper, a green pepper, some onion. Oh, I forgot to put out my garlic, so you're also gonna need garlic. I'm gonna be using 1 clove of garlic. We're gonna be using some oil. I ran out of the olive oil, so I'm just gonna be using canola oil. I'm gonna have a little container here, a little bowl just for marinating my meat. I'm gonna be using a little bit of the garlic salt. I'm gonna be using this coconut secret. It's an alternative to the soy sauce. It still has, it's more of like sweeter. It doesn't have that strong of a taste for soy sauce, but I used to be able to get the gluten-free soy sauce that Kiko, I forget how you pronounce that, but my Walmart doesn't have it. So I need to see if I can find it somewhere else, maybe at Wegmans. I'm going to be using just some vinegar, give it a little bit of a tang, a little bit of adobo, cornstarch, and some sofrito. So like I'm telling you guys, this is my version. This is not like authentic stir fry. This is my own version. First, just half a teaspoon. You could even make it less if you want to. This one is not as salty as the other one that I used to use, but I'm just gonna start with just 1 teaspoon of it, just for now. I'm gonna do, let's do two teaspoons. 1 tablespoon of the oil. I'm gonna do about 1 tablespoon of the sofrito, just to give it that extra flavor. And I'm going to do, let me see, I think it's gonna need a little bit more soy sauce. 2 tablespoons of water. For right now, I'm only gonna add 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. Later on, when I actually make it and I'm cooking it, if it needs more thickening, I will make my own little cornstarch slur, make the sauce a little bit thicker. But for right now, that's what I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna go ahead and mix it all together till you get this nice little sauce in there. All right, we're gonna put this to the side, and we're gonna move on to our meat. After I'm done tenderizing my meat, I'm simply going to go ahead and cut it into smaller strips. I'm then going to add it into my bowl with the sauce mixture and mix it all together. Make sure that all my pieces of meat are nicely coated with that sauce. Then I'm going to cover it with saran wrap, and I'm going to place it in the refrigerator for about 1 to 2 hours. Then I am moving on to slicing and dicing my vegetables. Now you can go ahead and dice your vegetables to your liking. I'm simply going to slice lengthwise with the peppers and then cut my broccoli and my onion. All right, so I'm going to turn my heat up all the way to high. I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of the oil on the wok. You don't have to use a wok, and just use a frying pan and do it there. I've done it in a frying pan before whenever I don't feel like using my wok. While that's heating up, my meat that I had marinating in the fridge, I'm gonna undo it. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna give it another toss in there. It smells really yummy. Once our wok is pretty hot, I'm gonna go ahead and take my meat and I'm gonna place it in there. Splatter a little bit. Ooh-wee. It's all good. And turn the heat down just a tad so the splatter stops. And I'm going to simply brown my meat. I have my heat at about a medium right now. I'm adding my carrots in now just because they do take a little bit longer to get softer than the rest of my vegetables I've learned. So I'm adding my couple of carrot sticks in. Gonna cook this up for about another 2 minutes. Now remember that garlic clove that I forgot to put on the display. I'm going to go ahead and add it now. It's been about, I'd say, 2 minutes since the carrots have gone in, 2 to 3 minutes, more like 2 minutes. And I'm gonna mix it in. Once our meat is browned, we're going to go ahead and put in whatever vegetables, that we are going to be using. I personally like to use fresh vegetables. I don't like the frozen ones. I feel like the frozen ones get kind of soggy, too soft. With the fresh ones, I feel like I still get that nice little snap on them. Garlic salt. I'm gonna go ahead and add some in there. Salt to taste. When I use the other soy sauce, I would add sugar to it. This soy sauce, when I tasted it, was a little bit sweeter because it's made out of coconut oil. We will see and we will adjust as needed. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes. I made the little slurry pretty much with that particular soy sauce. I used 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of water, and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. And then I'm gonna put it in here. Anytime that you are dealing with cornstarch, in case you didn't know, I'm sure many of you already know this, but you do not want to add the cornstarch straight to here because it will lump up. So you wanna do it just like, you know, you are making gravy. So make sure that your liquids are cold, and then you add the cornstarch to that liquid, and then you just mix it all in very well until it's completely dissolved, and then you add it to whatever it is that you're cooking. So now you see how it has that nice coat of sauce in there. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted that nice coat of sauce, and you can see it's nice and thick. And you are going to cook this until you've reached your desired texture on your vegetables. Like, so I know some people might want their vegetables a little bit softer. Some of you might want them a little bit more snap to them. I like mine more on the, I don't know if you would say that to vegetables, al dente side. You know, it has a little bit more of a texture still to the vegetable, and I can still, like my broccoli, I don't like it to be super meh. I like it, you know, to be nice and snappy and crunchy when I bite into it. Now let's go ahead and give this yumminess a try. The meat is so tender. And the veggies, down to perfection. How you like your stir fry, Maymay?
Good.
Good. Now is your turn to give it a try. Please remember, if you enjoyed this recipe, to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.